in downtown Oklahoma City. We're heading to check out the Oklahoma City National Memorial. This is a statue outside of the memorial. It's called "And Jesus Wept." April 19th, 1995 is when the Oklahoma City bombing took place. Timothy McVeigh was a ex-military, and him and an accomplice put a bomb in a rider truck, and they parked it outside of the federal building here in Oklahoma City, and he lit the fuse, and really it was the biggest terrorist attack on our nation until 9/11 took place.
You got two different gates coming into the memorial. A gate that says 901 over it, and that represents just before the bombing began at 902. And then on the other end, you've got a gate that says 903 over it, and that gate represents when the healing began after the bombing. The granite on this pathway was actually used from the Murrah building, which is what was destroyed during the bombing. And each of these 168 chairs represents a person who was killed during the bombing. And they've even got them aligned with 9 different rows representing each floor that was destroyed in the building. And each person's memorial, which is represented by a chair, is actually aligned with the row or floor of the building that they were on when they were killed inside the building.
There's 2 different sizes of chairs, and you'll see a smaller set of chairs, and that represents that there were 19 children that were killed in a daycare that was in the building. And you'll see a very iconic picture of a firefighter carrying out this little baby, 1-year-old that didn't make it, and it was just kind of like the symbol of what happened, because it was just showing the innocence of what took place. So these are the only remaining walls left of the federal building that was bombed, and these 600 names inscribed on this piece of granite are the 600 survivors of the impact. Timothy McVeigh, the guy responsible for the terrorist attack, he actually got pulled over not too long after it happened. I think I might have read 90 minutes or so, I can't remember for sure, but he got pulled over because he did not have a license plate on his getaway vehicle, and he got arrested because they found weapons on him. So they didn't know it was him right away, but within a couple days they figured out that he was the one responsible for it. In 2001, he was executed by lethal injection, and his accomplice got sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Multiple sentences of life, I believe,
Yeah,
because it was like got charged with every single
168 counts of murder.
Yeah.
So here's a gate that they put up to protect the site after this happened, and they had such a huge response for people memorializing it that they left it as part of the memorial. I think it's always an emotional experience when you go to places like that, and I can barely remember that happening. I was pretty young when that happened. Do you remember much about that happening?
Yeah, I remember.
Nathan's a little bit older than me. It's very vague in my mind. I think it's really emotional when we experience those things. it's a big part of our country's history. I just always get kind of overwhelmed.
I think we need reminders of why we stick together as a nation. When a building gets blown up, I mean, to me it doesn't matter what color somebody is or what belief somebody has or what's going on. I mean, everybody unites with that cause, and that's just America. We've had a few people ask us about our bikes, whether or not we lock them up. Aren't we worried about somebody stealing them? No, not worried about anybody stealing them because they're worth probably less than 50 bucks a piece. And if they tried to hop on our bikes and take them right now, 3 of the 4 tires are flat, thanks to these little burr things that are in New Mexico, I guess, in Colorado. We've actually seen them in several states, but they flatten 3 of our 4 tires, so we do have a lock, and we can at least lock it to the rack, but if somebody really wanted to do some work, they could take the whole thing. The rack is actually worth more than the bikes. If you steal our bikes, leave the rack, please. Thank you.
We're in Bricktown. They've got this really cool, kind of similar to San Antonio Riverwalk, but it's more like a park area that we're at. It's called the Bricktown Riverwalk Park. So it's really beautiful. It's kind of circling the city and still got that water and bridges, and there's lots of what is that?
These are huge.
I think it's,
look at that.
I think it's called the Centennial Run Monument. That's what it said. Yeah, they're very large.
Most people go for life size, and that's already pretty big, but these are bigger than life size. Wow, Hensley.
Happy birthday, horse.
If you like hearing somebody tell you happy birthday, Hensley is definitely your person.
So they've got this really cool pedestrian bridge that I'm gonna go down here and check out and look at the city. So really cool views for sure, and it looks like this is part of a bike trail, so pretty fancy bridge for a pedestrian and bike trail.
So we've had a few people concerned, you know, we're heading back to our hometown and we're gonna be there longer than our usual stops. So we'll be there probably, you know, a month, 2 months. Even though we won't be in the same spot the whole time, we'll be in the Tennessee area, I guess, which we're in the Colorado area for like 4 months.
Yeah.
So it's really not that much of a concern. We do plan on continuing to make videos. We got a lot of ideas. I mean, there's no shortage of video ideas for us.
Yeah, we'll just give you a grand tour of all the cool places we know about in Tennessee, hopefully.
We've been doing video every day for the last month or 2. I don't even know how long. So we'll probably go back to doing 5 videos a week. That's what we did for the first 8 months or something like that. So we'll probably go back to that, I'd say. Yeah, we'll have videos come out Tuesday through Saturday. So Sunday night and Monday night will be the only 2 nights that videos won't be coming out. Come over here and show me how fast you are. Yeah. It's like,
Are you so fast?
this has definitely been one of those days where Hensley has worn us out. We we haven't been feeling great, and we laid her down for a nap, just hoping she would take a nap so we could take a nap today, because we needed it, but it didn't happen.
Luckily, she hasn't caught what Nathan and I have so far, but she's been so full of energy.
I think today was just one of those days where it just really hit home to me how awesome it is that we can see things on the road in person through an RV. I mean, it's one thing to, like, you know, when I was younger and I heard about the Oklahoma City bombing, kind of knew what happened with it, but to walk up to the bomb site, to walk where the bomb went off and see the devastation of where the building used to be. I think the most touching thing was where people hung things on the gate, you know, for people they lost.
I think that's what got me emotional, was the personal letters that people had wrote to their loved ones.
Oh man, just blowing up that daycare. I mean, just the thought.
I know.
If
I
his,
can't
you know,
imagine.
if our daughter had been in something like that, and some guy had just been mad at the government and blew up the building, and
With little innocent
I know,
lives.
just
I don't know, it was really hit home. I guess when you're really there and immerse yourself in the history, it just brings it to life.
these geese are not camera shy today, are they? She usually hops on my back and yells, "Ride to daddy," which is basically my cue to run around like a madman for 15 minutes. You ready to go? Hensley's put herself in her stroller, so we're gonna keep it moving.
We'll catch you guys later.